guess Jack Skilly's the new face today. Probably a no-brainer if you needed a body. That was going to be your guy.
Yeah. Based on what he has done in Springfield and his game and where it's at right now. Prior going back when he was here, he had some impact prior to him getting reassigned back to Springfield. So RJ's got an upper body injury and he'll be out for probably at least a couple weeks.
As far as Horton, I mean, he was out there. Nikitin was out there today.
Yeah, well, Nikitin's fine. He's healthy. He's been cleared to play for I think our last 2 games since we came back from Philadelphia, and Hortz skated today, felt better. He'll probably be a game time decision tomorrow.
Losing another guy that's has been pretty good at this club. I mean, this rash of injuries, this mini rash of injuries, a little concerning.
Yeah. Well, it can be, but I think we have guys that you just need other guys to step up. You're missing some goals in both RJ and Nick, what they provided, and Hortz may get back in the lineup tomorrow, but it's opportunity for other guys, and Jack Skilly may get an opportunity and get into the lineup tomorrow, but it's opportunity for Cam Atkinson and Matty Calvert and those types of guys to get in more situations.
How do you look at the 4 and 5? Much has been made of the fact of how grueling this is, or do you just say, hey, look, all we got in front of us is Tuesday, and take it from there?
It's there's nothing that we can do about it, so there's no sense talking about it as far as making an issue out of it. This is what it is, and there's other teams that have to play a lot. They have probably play on that last Sunday where we don't have that, so we're playing 4 and 5, but it's going to be tough for all these other teams too. So it's not going to be easy for anyone. We have to worry about tomorrow. It's our last home game, and it's a really important game.
Mathematically, there's a pretty clear picture now of what you guys need to do to clinch or to get in. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for a young team, or you guys just still want to get time?
You know what? I don't listen to any of that stuff. I don't listen to what the mathematicians are saying. It's always about the next game, and we got to find wins, and we got to get wins, and you do follow as far as what's going on around the league, and probably be watching tonight the Calgary New Jersey game. But when we need to focus on what we can control, and that's our game.
Does it help or hinder that Dallas and Phoenix are in the position they're in? Your next 2 opponents. I mean, they're obviously going to be in desperate mode, both of those clubs. Is that a good thing to help you get engaged? As you say?
I believe it should help, because it should put us on alert right away that these guys are going to come in. And there's going to be desperation in their game. The thing that is a little bit concerning for me is just the emotional attachment. Looking back, when we're emotionally attached, the Rangers, Chicago, you can go Philadelphia down the list, we're usually focused and energized and we execute, but it's the teams that you really don't have an attachment to, and Dallas in the Western Conference, Phoenix, and there is a history there because we were in the Western Conference, but we got to get emotionally attached into those games and come out with a focus and an energy and playing an intelligent game and executing our systems and playing with structure. And when we do that, the emotional level, we're a lot sharper in all these areas.
How much does the emotion kind of carry you that you get to Tuesday night's game, and however you come out of that, it kind of lifts you on? If you win, you think, boy, we got 2 points there. If you don't, you think we really get it. The next, they just kind of fall like dominoes after that.
But it's no different if you're playing a 7-game series, right? I mean, that's truly what it is. We had 5 games left, prior to last night's game, and if you want to look at it as game 1 or game 2, game 3, whatever it is, and regardless of whether you win or you lose, the Chicago game, it was a tough loss. It's like triple overtime game that you lose in overtime, or in the playoffs. I'm sorry, and you know, what do you need to do? You got to put it behind you. And sometimes it's hard, but that's what you have to do. And the winds can't be too high because you got to get ready for the next game. And to me, that's the mode that we need to be in.
Jared Bowl, you've had him consistently here the last 4 games. I mean, is he doing all the things that you expected him to do? Is he doing them right away, maybe quicker than you expected after missing so much?
Well, there's still an adjustment going on, I think, with the speed and just the energy. And you could see right away the first game back. It's always easy. It's usually easier to play maybe the first 1 or 2 games because of the adrenaline and excitement to be back. And then once that wears off, then it can get hard. And you know, what he provides our team is so much more than him just getting out on the ice and what you guys see from shift to shift. It's, you know, what he provides our locker room, what he provides our bench, the comfort that he gives guys, the confidence that he can give guys, you know, in tough buildings and tough games. So, you know, the things that he provides, and there's still going to be an adjustment. We talked about the same thing with Nathan Horton coming back. You know, when you deal with these long-term injuries, these injuries that have kept you out for a long time, there's an adjustment period, and sometimes it takes a while to catch up to it.
Along those lines, did Ryan Murray take a pretty good step forward last night, do you think?
Well, I thought his first game was a good step, and I thought he just kind of continued down that path. Again, you can see the intelligence that he has, the hockey sense, and you know, he's the exciting thing is he's just going to get better. He's going to get stronger. He's going to get faster. You know, those are things that you can always work on. Sometimes the intelligence part of it is tough, but he has it. And so when you have that and you got all the other tools, it can make the game easier. And when you've been out, it can make it a little bit easier as far as adjusting and getting back into it.
When you played, you were no stranger to playing a ton of games in a relatively short time. Has the science of recovery changed a lot since then?
Oh yeah. Well, after games when I played, you know, you'd have a couple beers in the locker room, and you know, it was always about sleep in as much as you can the next day. And you know, now it's all about what you're putting into your body. You know, the amount of rest that you need, and the recovery, and what do you do after. You know, sometimes you feel when you're most exhausted, you know, you want to lay down to rest. Sometimes it's good to get on a bike and get a little workout. So without question, the science and technology, whatever it is, has taken it to a different level as far as players and how they prepare and how they take care of themselves.